story time on how these kids got caught doing the boombayah in my school bathroom. Okay, so boom, this all started literally yesterday. I was in my class, sitting, being a normal student. Well, in this class, this is my third period, and we just got back from lunch, whatever, just cool. I sit next to these two people for obvious reasons. I'm not gonna name drop, but their names are, for this story time, Zay and Bay. Okay, so basically, Bay, she's this girl that sits next to me in my third period, and she's just a quiet girl. She'd be reading some freaky books though, Icebreaker, those type of books, like, those are the books she'd be reading. She's like, I guess, mysterious, like, I don't like to use that word, but like, yeah. Because anytime I'll ask her any questions about her in her like relationship, because she's dating Zay, the guy that actually she used to sit next to, but she had to get moved because they kept on making out in front of the whole class. Mind you, we sit in the front, but she still sits next to her man or whatever. So they have, it's not a far distance. It's like just one seat gap in between them, so they can talk perfectly fine together. We were going over some like slides and stuff in that class, and while we were going over the slides, Zay decides to go up and go get the boys' bathroom pass, and like as one would, you go get the boys' bathroom pass if you gotta use the bathroom. So he goes to use the bathroom, and a little bit like 15 seconds later, Bay is getting up and she's getting the girls' bathroom pass. Although they literally sit next to me, I wasn't really peeping the fact that like, oh wait, they're both going to the bathroom at the same time. And they're dating. And clearly they're comfortable to do whatever at school if you're giving the whole class a show with your makeout session. So like nobody's really thinking about like, oh wait, they just like low-key, went. My friend was the reason why I low-key peeped the fact that they went. She was like, Janae, blah, blah, blah. But to be honest, I didn't really care because I was just trying to pay attention like I should have been, like they should have been. And also I wasn't really trying to jump to any conclusions, but silly me, I should have. When I get to one of my classes, someone tells me that they were in the bathroom when Zay was in the bathroom, and that might not seem like a problem, but it is. By the way, just to get this clear, this is happening in the boys' bathroom. So Zay comes in and he asks my friend if he can leave because he's about to do something with his girl. What? I'm sorry, but like I'm a little taken aback. Like you're asking somebody that was already in the bathroom to leave so you can do something with your girl. Okay, just okay, I guess. So the person told me this, they said that they left the bathroom and now Zay and Bay are both in the same stall. They're in the bathroom. They alone. But my friend, he obviously was lying. He came back, bro. He came back inside the bathroom just after he left. Because one thing about it, you're not about to tell somebody to get out the bathroom and expect them to actually get out the bathroom, especially when you say all that. I'm about to do something with my girl. And a few things he heard when he went back in there were said. Of course there was noises. If you put two together, I hope you can assume what Zay and Bay were doing in the stall. But if you haven't, let's just say Zay and Bay were cracking in the bathroom. And before I get anywhere farther, one of the things Zay said to her before, he started doing, he says, sorry, it's small, I'm not blank right now. I'm not gonna say it, but like, I'll put it. I'm gonna just let that sink in real quick. So later that day, I go tell my friend about like this new learned information, so I could tell her like that's what they were doing in the bathroom, because we were gonna ask him like right after like class ended, but we just didn't get the chance. But now with this newfound information, I told her. So next day comes forward, today, I go in the classroom and everyone is talking about it. I came a little bit early, so like majority of the class was there, but like majority of it was talking about it. So I sit down, and mind you, in this class, Zay sits like right in front of me, but everybody's talking about it. By the way, the friend I told this information to was in there. So I'm assuming she told everybody what I said. So now Zay is slowly turning towards me, and he starts staring at me with like the most unsettling face like ever, bro. So now everybody's like trolling him like the whole entire morning for cracking someone in the bathroom. So now skip forward to when I get to my third period or whatever. I don't think they're gonna do it again. Because mind you, they did it in the third period yesterday. Why would they do it today? Especially after how much he got trolled for it. But it seems like he didn't learn his lesson, because next thing you know, he's going to reach for the boys' pass and he leaves, and so does And one of the people that wasn't there when everybody was like trolling him like in the morning when I got there, sat next to me, so I was telling her about it. So I told her and she was like, oh wait, I should snitch. And people were telling her not to. But the only reason why she would snitch is because like she doesn't like him, she doesn't like Zay. They already had their own issues like from the beginning of the year and probably prior to that. But she decides not to. But now everybody's curious. Everyone's starting to peep the fact that they're both gone again after what happened yesterday. So somebody goes out there and like they sneak out since the boys' pass is already gone, so they sneak out and go to the bathroom. They basically just saw them in the same stall again. Clearly he didn't learn his lesson. He got away with it yesterday and he probably thought he was gonna get away with it today, but he didn't. The bathroom and our classroom door is literally right next to each other because there's two doors in the classroom. So now everyone is going to get tissues and pretending to blow their nose outside the door because they're trying to see like what's going on. So eventually the teacher gets up because a lot of people are starting to get up, go to the door and try to see what's happening. There's actually people outside the classroom, not from my class, but like other people from other classes, and they were doing classwork outside. So they were like doing the classwork like right next to the bathroom, and those people saw Bay and Zay go into the same boys' bathroom because mind you, Bay is a girl, remember, and Zay is a boy, so it's kind of weird. Like, what? I don't know why I said kinda. It is weird. And they start talking about it, and the teacher overhears that, and she's like, what? Because she was already looking for the girls' passing, because like they've been gone for like maybe like 2-3 minutes. So the teacher goes into the girls' bathroom and she sees that, Bay's not there, so where could she be? And people were already like saying like stuff like she's in the boys' bathroom, blah blah blah. So now the teacher, she's going into the boys' bathroom to go check. And eventually after, she already peeped the fact that they're both in the same stall. Eventually Zay comes out of this stall and he's like leaned up on like the door. And he looks mad and whatever, as if it's not his fault. Like, why are we all, what? Bay is literally scared because mind you, she's like the quiet kid. Like she just doesn't look like she's someone that gets in trouble, But remember, she do be reading them freaky books, so maybe she was trying to recreate some of the things she saw in the book. Trying to create Icebreaker too. And since Bay's too scared to come out, the teacher asks one of the students to go call admin, and admin does come, aka the principal. I don't know how he does it, but he ends up making her come out. Now she's leaned up on the locker, is literally crying. A little bit before we even peeped that Bay was crying, Zay came to the door frame, and the principal was trying to like pull him away, because like, I don't know, he was low-key crashing out. He literally started crashing out. He was like,
who ratted me out? Who ratted me out?
Eventually the principal was able to pull him away or whatever, and that was the end of that. But for all I know, they're probably suspended now. Well, they should be. But for all I know, they're either suspended or whatever happened to them. Maybe even sent to alternative school. But hopefully it was worth it wanting to clap some cheeks in a public school bathroom. Especially in the grade that we're in, I know nobody should be doing that. Even whatever grade you're in, you should not be doing it in a bathroom. Or especially in our grade at all. Moral of the story, do not be doing the boombayah in school bathrooms or any type of bathroom. Honestly, that should be common sense though, so it's not even like a moral of the story, that's common sense. But I guess common sense isn't so common, so, gotta let people catch up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my story time.
Get ready with me while I tell you how I had my first kiss in 6th grade. 6th grade. At the time, I had a little boyfriend. We were probably dating for around 1 or 2 months, which is groundbreaking, because it's 6th grade. So how do we choose to celebrate our love? We post that we're having a wedding after school in the comments, and for everyone to show up and wear red. It was one of those things that people would like repost on their story. That was it back in middle school. Day comes and it's time to get married. Dismissal rolls around. A friend officiates us, put on the ring. After the I do's, I go in to kiss him on the cheek like we agreed, but he goes in to kiss me on the lips. Instead of my like first kiss, it was more like 3/4 of a kiss, because like we didn't like line up. I was so caught off guard by him like kissing me on the lips. I wasn't mad or anything. I was just like, whoa. I don't even think I talked to him after that. Like I think I just like went on the bus and was like giggling with my friends, because I was like, there was actually a good amount of people there because I think they thought it was a fight. And again, we were very public. Like he'd publicly prank me and I'd publicly threaten to break up with him. Who has their first kiss at dismissal in like the comments in front of people recorded? I honestly have a lot of interesting life lore, so if you want to know anything, let me know. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed my story. Y'all get a kiss too.
Ready with me story time, but this is why me and my ex-best friend aren't friends anymore. Sit down, refill your water, whatever you have to do because it gets crazy. I'm also going to be using different names for all the people. We're going to call her Sarah. Sarah is a year older than us. I met her in the beginning of 8th grade. It was her beginning of 9th grade. Everything started off fine. We were like really close for the first 3 months. This is the time Ryan came to the school. So Ryan and his twin brother Luke are identical twins, and she goes for one of them. He absolutely rejects her, but the other twin brother is so obsessed with her. So this is when her like boy crazy side really starts to show. So Ryan is like so obsessed with her, right? She has to have somebody liking her, so she just goes for Ryan. Then they kind of stop like talking, and then she goes for another dude. You won't hear too much about him because he was such like a short thing, but they were like talking for a couple of weeks, and he would like buy her stuff, buy her coffees every day, and she would just flat out call him ugly. She would text me all the time, oh my gosh, this dude is so ugly. While she's playing Ryan, Ryan has no clue that she is talking to other guys at this point. So after her and this one dude stop talking, this is when she kind of goes back to Ryan. And I have no clue how Ryan didn't figure any of this out. So then this junior started talking to her. Again, buy her drinks. He was like really Christian and would like always try to get her to go to his youth group. And her parents are so strict. She only had an Apple Watch. She was only able to have people in her phone that her parents personally knew and met. For us to start texting, I think it took like 3 weeks for them to actually say yes. I'm literally not joking about that. They were like connected to her phone too, so they could like see her messages, but she would delete all like the guys off of her phone. And she would mostly use school email. So her and this junior were school emailing like every day. Oh, while she's school emailing Ryan. And this is like right when my best friend comes to school too. So of course, I tell her all the tea. And by this time, this junior has been like asking her out for a couple weeks. And of course, she can't do anything with him. And then he just stops talking to her altogether. So of course, she goes back to Ryan. These are literally within days, weeks span of her talking to new guys. So then we have this one friend, Josh. And of course, Josh is obsessed with her too. I literally do not get why every guy is so obsessed with her. But this is when she starts leading him on. And he is like obsessed with her. So she's leading on 2 8th graders. She's in 9th grade. And the only time Josh would not leave her alone is when she would go to the girls' bathroom. Like, I'm not joking. He would follow her everywhere. So me and my friend are like so tired of Josh at this point. Because not only do we have a pick-me friend, but we have a friend that is always around a freaking boy. So the only time we were ever really allowed to talk to each other at that point was going to the girls' bathroom. And then this was a point too where this one girl had a crush on her. And then she would like write her notes about how in love she was with her. And she's not going to be really in this story much because They're off and on, like, with friendship because of this. We are not even close to being done. And this is a point where she gets really close with little 6th grade boys too. So teachers started getting like really weirded out that she was only hanging out with little boys that were in middle school, and they started calling her out on it. Like, why are you hanging out with little boys? So she was finally getting in trouble for that. And this little boy was like, Sarah said if I wasn't in 6th grade, she would absolutely date me. And this is what really grossed me out. She was literally telling this short little 6th grade boy, before Sarah knew he was in 6th grade, she was going to start dating. This is when me and my best friend started like, whoa, this is not good. And this is about the time where school was about to end. And this girl would constantly talk about her exes, constantly go talk to them, crap talk them, talk about how they were sending her photos, all this stuff. But around this time, this is where me and my friend got so fed up and literally just like stopped talking to her altogether. Because not only could we not talk to her because 6th and 8th grade little boys were following her around, but she would literally ditch us to go with these little boys. I could probably make a part 2 on everything because there's a lot more. It's just actually so sad because if she wasn't so boy crazy like she still is now, then I think we would all be still friends. Please tell me if you guys want a part 2 because I have more about this year. Make sure to follow for more so you don't miss out on any of these story times. And bye guys.
Good morning, guys. We have to do this quickly because I have drama for you guys. Okay, so everything I'm going to talk about is always going to be the truth, and it's only going to be from my perspective, from like what I've experienced firsthand and not like he said, she said type. And everything I'm saying is not mean, it's literally just the truth. Just the tiniest bit of background information is I went to middle school with her, so like 6th grade to the first year of high school, and then she changed schools. Okay, so yesterday I went to Starbucks, and granted, this is a Starbucks 5 minutes from my school, and her school's 30 minutes away. And yes, there are other Starbucks like closer to her school. And while I'm walking through the parking lot, I pass this car, and all I hear is like hyena, like hysterical laughing coming out of the car. And I'm just like, you know your car isn't soundproof, like I can hear you. And I turn and look at the car, and that's when I see her. At this point, I don't really care. Her name's Lily because she posted a TikTok about me, but we'll get there later. But like all I hear coming out of this car is like laughing, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, look at her, ah, like screaming like that. So for real, if I didn't hear the laughing, I wouldn't even have known she was like in the parking lot because I don't know her car. So I get my cup of coffee from Starbucks and I leave to go back to my car. And while I'm in my car, I call my friend. Call my other friend. I'm like, do you want to go to Starbucks real quick and take a picture of my op? And mind you, this girl posts me like religiously on her private story, and I know this because so many people on her private story don't even like her, and they know me, and they're like, she said this about you. I can say that because they did send me the proof. So me and my friend went back to Starbucks, and we literally took a picture of her. Like, no joke, I just took a picture of her with flash on. Like, I didn't really care that much. So that's literally it. We go in, take a picture, leave. Like, we got Starbucks, obviously, but, like, that was it. So then that was that. I low-key, like, forgot about it. Like, it wasn't, like, that big of a deal anymore until her TikTok popped up on my For You page. Like, the sound she was lip-syncing to, like, was like, hey, stalker, like, just, you know, I'm still gorgeous, or something like that. And then the caption on that TikTok was, if you're gonna make a post about me, you might as well tag me. Which I thought was really ironic because she made that TikTok about me and didn't even tag me in it. So I was just like, let's not blow this, like, completely out of proportion. So I just reposted it. So I simply commented, if you're gonna make a full-blown TikTok about me, you might as well tag me. And one thing about Lily is she loves to start beef, but she can never finish it herself. So I got a response in the comments, and it was from a different girl who's like my ex-friend, and now they like talk about me all the time together. And she was just like, well, you didn't tag us when you posted us. And I was like, posted us? I've never posted you. And the thing about both of them is they change men more than they change their underwear. Like, they're with a different guy every month, like every week, like, and I've been with the same guy for 3 years. Like, hello? So I didn't like that she got involved in drama that wasn't her own drama because I didn't mention her name once. So I clapped back and I'm just like, oh, since when were you involved? Why don't you go run back to? And then I listed a bunch of the guys she was with. Not to mention, I never unfollowed her on Instagram on her spam account just because I just didn't remember to. Like, it wasn't like crossing my mind or anything. And she still views my stories even though she doesn't she doesn't follow me. So then she basically added me on Snap and then got into my TikTok DMs and was just like, let's talk this out. Like, but not like let's talk this out, like let's argue. And then she literally had to block me because I clocked back in the comment section so hard. So now I saw her video on like this account, and it literally, like, the video's still up, but now it only has 2 comments, and it's her and her friend being like, oh, you ate this up, and she goes, I know, right? Like, you literally like got rid of me because you got clocked in your own comment section. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and sorry for all the drama.
Hey guys, Get Ready With Me. Well, I tell you guys how I almost got into a fight yesterday. So if you remember my last Get Ready With Me, I had told you guys how that weird boy was supposed to get these black girls to fight us or something, and yeah, that never happened. So when we were outside the gym during blast, which is at the end of the day, we were just sitting outside the gym, me and my 2 friends, we were just sitting, and then the boy had came bursting through the doors outside we were, trying to give main character, and he like walked up to us, and he just started arguing with us. I don't know what he was saying, something about my TikTok. I'm pretty sure he was mad because I posted a story time about him, but if you're mad that I'm posting a story time about you, then stop bothering me. because that's what the story time was about. So we were not bothering him, nothing. We were literally just chilling outside the gym, being to ourselves, because there were so many people crowded in the gym. Like, it was all the 8th graders crowded around in the gym, and like there were balls flying around and everything. Nobody wanted to get hit, so we just sat outside the gym and we were just chilling. The first time he had came out, he just started arguing with us, and I was like, we were all just sitting there, like, not saying nothing, because like, what do you expect us to say? I mean, none of us understand him. But he was saying how I posted a story time about him on my TikTok and how I need to stop making videos about him. He was also like, how do you speak Spanish on TikTok but you don't even understand what I say? Like, oh babe, it's not just me that doesn't understand you. Nobody understands you. The Spanish teacher doesn't understand you. You expect me to understand you? No. Anyways, after the first argument, he had went back inside the gym, and then the second time he had came out was a teacher and some other girl, the girl that I was telling you guys about, the one that doesn't like me and was calling me a cow with him. So then me and her and him, we all started arguing. And yeah, I was arguing with both of them at the same time. And the funniest part and the most craziest part was the teacher was standing right there watching him argue with me. And then he had got in my face. Like, we were like this close, arguing. And then she didn't say nothing. I looked over at her and then she finally said something. Like, girl, what are you doing here? Do your job, you're a teacher, what are you doing? So we were being really loud, I guess, or he was actually being the most loud. I was literally just sitting there laughing in his face. Anyways, so after that, more teachers started coming out and more kids started like looking out and stuff, obviously, because there was an argument. I mean, I would do the same thing. But my PE teacher had came out and then she got mad at me. She was like, I need to stop arguing and stuff. And she tried to blame me and make it sound like it was my fault. And I was like, girl, you don't even know what happened. Why are you trying to get on me for? And then she was like, you're right, I don't know what happened. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you don't know what happened. I was like, what do you mean? It happened to me. I was literally right there. Why would I not know what happened? And she tried to get all smart with me and go back and forth with me. And she made me go to the office. And while we were walking to the office, I was like, why aren't my friends coming too? I was not the only person arguing. So I was like, guys, come on. And she was like, no, they can stay. I was like, what? And just to be clear, this is that same PE teacher who had tried to make it seem like it was my fault the other time when I was arguing with that girl who had came up to me in PE class. Yeah, this is that same teacher. When we finally got to the office, she had told me to sit down. I was like, okay. And then I was just sitting there, and then she had said something to me. I was like, okay. And then I was just sitting there waiting for the principal, and then the principal finally came. And we have two principals. One is a lady, one is a male. So I was talking to the male principal, and then the girl and the boy were talking to the female principal. So I was telling him my side of the story while they were telling the other principal their side of the story. Basically, I started telling him like what I told you guys, how they were going to get these black girls to fight us and stuff, and what had happened, how it started and stuff. So then the female principal, she had came in while I was telling the male principal what had happened, and then she was like, so why is it still continuing? So then I tried to tell her the story, basically what I told him, and then she was like, no, why does this keep going? Like, she interrupted me, and I was like, do you want me to tell you, or... So and then I didn't even get to really tell her. I was like, I don't know. And she was like, well, since you guys both don't know, they were going to figure something out. I was like, okay. So after that, she had walked out, and I just kept telling the male teacher what had happened. And it was like 3:40 when I started telling him, and when I got sent to the office. So I was telling him, I was talking to him for about 20 minutes because the bell rings at 4:05. So after the bell rung, the day was over. And they had already left, and my friends had told me that when they were leaving, they were laughing with the female principal that they were talking to. But when I was talking to the female principal, when she had came in and interrupted me and the male principal, when I was explaining to her what happened, she was like, why is this continuing? I was telling her, well, he's the one who started. She was like, no. We know you do something. We know y'all do something too. I was like, do we respond? Yes. I was like, I'm not just going to let him disrespect me like he's already done enough of that. Of course I'm going to respond. I'm tired of him bothering us. So she was like, oh, so y'all continue it too? Do we start it? No. Do we say something back and defend ourselves? Absolutely. And I said that to her and the male principal. Absolutely. Anyways, after the bell rung, I had left out, and I was walking downstairs. Obviously, everybody was already gone by the time I got out the office. So I went downstairs, I went outside, and I saw my friend. I was like, where's my stuff? Because, like, I didn't have nothing with me. Like, when I was sent to the office, I didn't have nothing with me. I didn't have my phone, my headphones, my backpack. I didn't have nothing. So I was like, where's my stuff? And he was like, oh, our other friend put it in the office. So I had to go all the way back upstairs to get my stuff. And then when I was walking up the stairs, when I got into the hallway that we were arguing in, there was like a bunch of teachers crowded around. I'm pretty sure these were the teachers who were watching what happened. And when I was walking past, they were all in a whole circle, so I had to walk through them. When I was walking past, I heard one of the teachers say, no shame, and shaking her head. I wanted to turn around and say, no shame about what? So bad, but, you know, I didn't. And I was really not in the mood. But obviously she was talking about me, because who else was she talking about? Anyways, when I finally got into the office, my stuff was, like, scattered around. Like, it was, like, in a whole pile, and then my backpack was on the chair. So I started grabbing all my stuff, and the office lady was like staring me all in my face while I was getting my stuff. I was about to say, oh my gosh, I wanted to turn around side of her so bad, but I didn't. And I just hurried up and grabbed my stuff, and I left out. And then I finally got to the bus, and I had texted my mom immediately. Directly when I got on the bus, I immediately started texting my mom, and I told her exactly what happened, and I told her what I had said to the teachers, like when I was telling them, you don't even know what happened, the tone, everything. I told her how it all started, everything. Then I told my mom, I sent her a picture of all the emails I sent to one of the administrators just this year. There's 8 emails I sent about the same person just this school year. Like, think about how many I sent last year, because this has been going on since last year. And it started with my male friend and him, but then I guess he started not liking us too because we were friends with him. So then it continued with me and him and my whole friend group. So my mom should be going to school bright and early on Monday to talk to the principal and whoever else she needs to talk to, because I feel like these teachers are really picking favorites. Like, if you're not talking to them every day and smiling in their face and kissing their butts, then they're not going to be on your side. Sorry. Because why is the principal laughing with a student that had just gotten into an argument, but she was being all smart and rude to me? Like, she thinks she's so scary. Like, we had meted before, like all of us, we had all met, and she was saying how this was gonna stop. But girl, you're not scary, so it didn't stop. During that meeting we had, I had told her, like, I really don't think this is gonna work or anything. I still feel like it's gonna continue. And she was like, well, since you guys are meeting with me now, it's not gonna continue. Well, girl, it continues, so what now? But yeah, I had told my mom exactly what happened, the tones I used, everything. And she was like, well, after you had just got into an argument, anything you say after that does not matter, because you were already heated from the argument. And I was like, yes, exactly. I also think I forgot to mention that he had got in my face and my friend's face. We both have no contact with him. So he did that in front of the teacher, and she just sat there and watched. Anyways, we're still figuring everything out. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!